Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery? Why they whitewash our history? Keep dividing is their plan. All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the social contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Four takes this Monday morning, and I hope you all had a lovely, wonderful weekend. Four things I want to get off my chest this Monday morning. Thing number one. I'm not, you've noticed, by the way, not just today, but if you follow me at all, I'm not one for small talk. Chit-chatting. Let's get to it. Thing number one goes like this. Duh. Of course, Donald Trump believes he's Jesus Christ. Of course he believes that. I mean, my God, Trump's supporters, Trump's sycophants over these past 10 years, they've taught Donald Trump to believe that he's Jesus Christ. It's not a surprise. Trump thinks he's God. I don't blame him for thinking that way, because every one of his supporters, every one of his voters, every media outlet, every one of his media sycophants, every Republican elected official, every university president, private company CEO, world leader, all of these people over the years who've bent the knee to him and worshiped him and said he can do no wrong. I blame them. Trump thinks he's God. I don't blame him for thinking that. I blame his supporters. You saw what he did last night in the wee hours of the night. Show me that meme, will you, Keith? The President of the United States posted this. There he is. Trump as Jesus Christ. Keep that up for a sec, Keith. Now, I'm Christian. I'm a Catholic kid. I find it utterly disgusting, offensive. It is the very definition of blasphemy. It is the very definition of sacrilege. It's disgusting. But I don't want to harp on that. Keep it up for a sec, Keith. As you look at this image of Donald Trump as Jesus Christ, of Donald Trump as divine, of Donald Trump as God, my first instant reaction to this when I saw it this morning was, of course. Can you blame Trump for thinking he's Jesus Christ? My instant reaction was to go to his supporters, was to go to every single fucking one of my former Republican congressional colleagues and say, you did this. You're to blame for this. You created this monster who thinks he's God. You can take it away, Keith. I am so damn sick and tired of, and again, I don't want this to sound weird or wrong. You know what I think about Trump. You've always known what I have thought about Donald Trump. Bad, horrible, despicable human being. And I've said so much worse. He's in the top 5. He's in the starting 5 of the worst humans who's ever lived. That's what I believe. But I'm tired of not pointing a finger enough. Like Trump is a monster. Trump's Frankenstein, baby. We've never, ever, ever. We just simply do not point a finger enough at the people responsible for creating this monster. We just don't. For the past 10 years, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, Donald Trump does and says things that nobody should do and say. But the important thing is, Trump's gotten away with it all, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Everything Trump has said and done, every cruel, dishonest, ignorant, corrupt, lawless, un-American, anti-democratic thing, insulting thing, blasphemous thing that Donald Trump has done. Again, the important point here, guys, my point this morning is he's never been called to the carpet. He's never been held responsible. He's never been held accountable. Every time he lies, he gets away with it. Every time he's cruel, he gets away with it. Every time he uses his office to enrich himself, he gets away with it. My God, every time he breaks the law, he gets away with it. Every time he says something that insinuates or explicitly says, I am a god, I'm a dictator, I am untouchable. And that's really what Trump has always said. Trump believes he's untouchable, like he can post an image of him as Jesus. And Trump believes. He believes. He's not going to pay a price for that. Whose fault is that? Come on now. After 10 years, whose fault is it that Donald Trump believes he's never going to pay a price for it? Trump believes he's untouchable. Whose fault is that? Who's to blame for that? His voters, his supporters, every Republican elected official, every single one of his media and podcast sycophants. But I'll go beyond that. Every single media outlet, which has never covered this guy appropriately, which has normalized this guy, they own this too. Trump gets reelected, and instantly CEOs around the country, university presidents around the country, media outlets around the country, world leaders around the world, they all genuflected to him and made nice to him and tried to cut deals with him and gave in to him and settled with him and bent the knee to him, which only emboldened him. I can do whatever I want. I'm an untouchable, man. I am divine. Oh my God. Of course Donald Trump fucking thinks he's God. You all taught him to think that. Love you, my MAGA brothers and sisters, but every single one of you MAGA brothers and sisters that calls yourself a Christian this morning, if you have the temerity to be offended by that, Keith, can you post this image one more time? Every single one of my MAGA brothers and sisters call yourself Christian. If you look at this and you're not offended, man, that's a shame. But if you look at this and you are offended, why did he do that? Even if he's trying to be funny, I've heard from a bunch of Trump supporters this morning who've said that to me. Oh God, I wish he hadn't done that. Even if he's trying to be funny, that's inappropriate. That's blasphemy. I've heard Trump voters tell me that this morning, and we've got a bunch of thanks, Keith, you can take it down, a bunch of right-wing his media cheerleaders. Even some of them are like pissed off. Oh my God, take some of his so-called Christian leaders who have supported him from day one. Oh, this has gone too far, Mr. Trump. Why'd you do this? You're to blame. Every single Christian minister, preacher, pastor, priest who has put this man on a pedestal, who's been a big supporter of this horrible, despicable sociopath. You are responsible for this. Hey, Franklin Graham, this is on you, buddy. Mr. Christian leader. You made this. You did this. You don't have a right to be offended. And I don't know specifically how he's responded, but he's the poster child for a Christian leader who sold out every Christian belief they had to bow and worship and support this despicable human being. I'm not going to let them be offended by this. They own this. They need to blow up the picture of this, put a big frame on it, Franklin Graham, all of you, and damn it, put it in your bedroom somewhere. Because you have told him he's someone who should be worshiped. Every Trump voter, you've taught Trump to believe that he should be fucking worshiped. You've never called him out for anything he's done. Goes beyond treating him like a cult leader. You did that. You've got him to believe that he is divine. I could have come on this morning and just yelled about Trump. Oh my God, Trump, look at the most outrageous thing. Look at what Trump just did. There's a whole big freaking cottage industry, right? Throwing up their arms every day. Oh my God, look at this outrageous thing Donald Trump did. And they get a bunch of followers and a bunch of audience and all of that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not pointing a finger at Trump. I don't blame Trump for this image. I blame Trump's voters. I blame every one of his media sycophants on Fox News. I blame Sean Hannity. I blame Laura Ingraham. I blame all of his podcasting bros, Joe Rogan and all the rest who actually supported him in 24. Megyn Kelly, anybody who's screaming about this again today, I blame you all. Trump is a fucking monster. And I tend to blame the people who created the monster. You see, where I come from, I don't think Trump's a smart man at all. I think Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. And I don't want to offend SEALs again, right? I said last week, he's like a trained SEAL. His voters and all of his media sycophants and all Republicans have trained him like a SEAL to believe that he can do whatever he wants. I don't want to offend SEALs anymore. I'm not going to do that. He's a dumbass. He's a dumbass who just responds to what's in front of him. And for 10 years, his voters, every single one of my former Republican colleagues, and on and on and on, have put in front of him, you are the greatest, dear leader. You are the best, dear leader. You can do nothing wrong. Oh, I praise thee. I get down on my knees and I worship thee. Lie to me again. Oh, that's fine, dear leader. You can lie all you want. Commit acts of cruelty. I don't care, says Franklin Graham and all the rest of them. You can be as cruel as you want, dear leader. I love and worship you. Break a law. Enrich yourself. None of that matters, dear leader. You are our dear leader. I praise and worship you. Put masked federal agents on our streets, dear leader, to deport 82-year-old Latino women who've been in this country for 30-some years, no criminal record. You are all knowledgeable, dear leader. You can do whatever you want. I praise you and I worship you. This goes well beyond that we've always held Donald Trump to a pathetically low standard that we would never, ever hold any other politician. This goes well beyond that. My former Republican colleagues, all of my former conservative media colleagues, and Donald Trump's voters and supporters have worshiped him. And when you worship someone day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, are you going to blame that person for thinking he's divine, he's a God? You've worshiped him. You've literally worshiped him. It's just not a surprise. That he thinks he's God. So every one of you sprouting up offense today, blasphemy at what he's done, look in the fucking mirror. Point a finger at yourself. And Trump supporters, Trump voters, just you good, decent, regular folk out there, I'm talking to you right now. Look in the mirror, point a finger at yourself, and stop worshiping him. Now. His media cheerleaders and my former Republican Party colleagues, fuck all of them. Everything, as we talked about last week, everything they do and say is in their own interest. They're trying to keep their podcast audience. They're trying to stay a leader of the MAGA movement. They're trying to get reelected. Fuck all of them. I'm pleading with Trump voters to look in the mirror. because I want you saved. I want you to see the light. I don't give a damn about Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, or Megyn Kelly. I want you, Trump voter, to see the light. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to point a finger at yourself, and I want you to understand. I want you to think about and understand that you created this monster. He believes he's an untouchable. He's never, ever, 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 ever been told no. He's never, ever, ever, ever been held accountable for anything he's done. I choose not to blame him for that. I choose to blame you and you all. By the way, can I 25th Amendment? Now? 25th Amendment? Did you see what Trump did last night? Do we have that, Keith? Somebody, I think it was Harry Sisson, somebody put up what Trump's night was like. This is the president of the United States. He's gone, right? He's losing his mind. This is what he did all night last night. He didn't sleep. He was up all night last night posting shit. There it is. 10 o'clock at night, he posted himself as Jesus Christ. Then a minute later, he posted a Trump Tower on the moon. And then it goes on all night, 11 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, 2:30. Another one at 2:30. He posted about Eric Swalwell at 2:37 in the morning. He went off on Joe Biden at 2:38 in the morning, posted about his ballroom at 2:38 this morning. And then at 4:10 this morning, he posts something on Iran. Think about this. The president of the United States, as Harry Sisson says, he's not sleeping. He believes he's Jesus. And he's up posting shit all night. He's gone. I mean, hang on, America, hang on, world. He's gone. He's losing his mind every single fucking day. 25th Amendment now. Cabinet, Republicans in Congress, put your country first, man. You got a guy in the White House who's up all night who thinks he's Jesus Christ. Time for the 25th Amendment. Hopefully you saw, thanks, Keith, you saw over the weekend that Orban lost. Hungary's, thanks, Keith, Hungary's anti-democratic strongman lost by a lot. The people of Hungary, in humongous numbers, I think the turnout was like 77%, the vote in Hungary. They came out in huge numbers to vote against authoritarianism, to vote against censorship. They voted for democracy. They voted for freedom. Putin lost. Trump lost. Netanyahu lost. J.D. Vance lost. Orban, the strong man, the authoritarian, he was their candidate. He was Putin's candidate. He was Trump's candidate. He was Netanyahu's candidate. He was J.D. Vance's candidate. He lost by a lot. So good news, Hungary. Keep that up for a sec, Keith. Good news, Hungary. Thank you, Hungary. Now, new Magyar, new Prime Minister of Hungary. Damn it, defend freedom and democracy with every bone in your body. By the way, this guy who beat Orban is not some great democratic, freedom-loving spokesperson. He comes from Orban's circle, Orban's world. He's better than Orban. And the hope is, the belief is that he's seen the light, that authoritarianism bad, democracy, freedom good. But this new prime minister needs to understand that he's going to be bounced soon if he doesn't get on the freedom democracy road. But there was one word here that I saw and read. that could not escape me. And you see it in this headline. Orban concedes. Orban conceded. Orban conceded that he lost. Orban called the winner and congratulated him. Orban, Viktor Orban, even Viktor Orban, an authoritarian, a strong man who's been in power for 16 years, and he didn't want to have to even hold an election. If it were up to him, there wouldn't have been an election, right? Because he is an authoritarian, That is what he's pushed. Even he conceded. Thanks, Keith. That word, even Viktor Orban, despicable dictator wannabe, lost an election and he publicly conceded. Now, I will bet you, knowing what we know of Trump, I'll bet you, man, $100,000. Donald Trump's more pissed off that Orban conceded than he is that Orban lost. Think about that. I guarantee you Trump is more pissed off that Orban conceded than he is pissed off about anything else. Because that's not what you do in Trump's world. You lose an election, you never concede. You never accept what the people say. You never congratulate the winner. You never accept the loss. You never participate in the peaceful transfer of power. You lie about the election, never give legitimacy to the election. I mean, just think about that and be sad for your country, my country, America. Even Viktor Orban conceded. Something Donald Trump has never done, would never do, and will never do. Think about that. The United States, the world's oldest democracy, currently has someone in the White House who has never conceded and will never concede. If you're an American like me, that ought to make you cry. It most certainly should make you righteously angry. The guy in the White House now is the only president in American history who lost an election and refused to accept the result. He's the only president in American history who lost an election and refused to concede. 2020, he committed crimes trying to overthrow an American election. He's already said, man, for the past 6-7 months, no way are we going to lose. The only way we'll lose is if it was stolen. So he's planting the seeds again for these midterm elections. It will be another stolen election. He'll never, ever accept the result of this election. Viktor Orban just did something Donald Trump can never do, because Trump's a coward, because Trump's a traitor. Trump doesn't have the balls to concede. He's a coward. Trump doesn't have and never will have the decency to concede, because he's a horrible human being. Donald Trump does not have the sufficient love of country to concede when he's lost an election, which is why Trump is a traitor. I guarantee you, the fact that Orban conceded, you know, baby, that's pissing Trump off. What a horrible thing that this great, good, decent country has him in the White House. Final point I want to make. You might have seen over the weekend, I think the news broke about Eric Swalwell on Friday. A number of women have come forward and accused California congressman. He's currently candidate for governor. Well, he's not any longer. Thanks, Keith. He was a candidate for governor of California. He was leading the Democratic candidates in the polling. Turns out, story broke Friday. A number of women came forward, credible allegations that Eric Swalwell abused, possibly raped, had inappropriate relationships with staffers, interns, all of the rest. And yesterday, Swalwell suspended his campaign, took himself out. Because of these allegations, these accusations. We're not talking about one woman. We're not talking about four women. And there were a bunch more coming. And it sounds like in all the reporting that Eric Swalwell, who I know, has been a horrible dog to women and for a long, long time. It's been one of Capitol Hill's secrets. Dirtier secrets. Thanks, Keith. You can take that down. The only point I want to make on this is this. I'm not going to get into all of it with Swalwell. I know Swalwell. I've always liked Eric Swalwell. Obviously, what he's done here is despicable, gross. Leave the public scene. Get with your wife. Get with your children. Heal thyself, Eric Swalwell. Man, you got fucking issues. You need to deal with them. Shame on you. Bad on you. You ought to step down. You ought to resign from Congress. I want to make this point, though. Before Swalwell dropped out, suspended his campaign yesterday, immediately after these credible charges came forward Friday, immediately Democratic elected officials jettisoned him, left him. Members of Congress and California Democrats who had endorsed him took away their endorsements. The two chairmen of his campaign left his campaign. Staffers left his campaign. The minute that it came to light that this Democrat had done horrible things to women, whole bunch of women, the Democratic Party said, go away, we're done with you. Bad, shameful, we want nothing to do with that. My only point is to contrast that with the other political party, my former party, the Republican Party. Man, you talk about the difference in political parties in a nutshell. Democrat behaves wrongly. Democrat behaves despicably. The Democratic Party demands that he steps down. And oh, by the way, that Democrat steps down. Republican Party. Republican behaves badly, behaves shamefully, behaves despicably, behaves atrociously with women. What does the Republican Party do? Nothing. No calls for that Republican to step down. No calls. No, I'm done endorsing you. I want nothing to do with you from the Republican Party. And those Republican Party candidates who've abused women and harassed women, they generally don't step down. All you got to do is look at the guy in the White House. The difference between the two parties, personal character, integrity, no matter how much you want to jump on the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party deserves a lot of jumping on, personal character and integrity still matters to Democrats. Republicans, by 10 years ago, getting down on their knees and turning Trump into a god, they made clear, Republican voters, the Republican Party made clear that personal character no longer matters when it comes to a candidate. I mean, Donald Trump has been credibly accused of sexual harassment and rape, sexual assault by more than 3 dozen women. Trump is almost certainly a pedophile. And the Republican Party's response? Nothing. No big deal. He's our dear leader. He can do no wrong. And Trump stepped down. Trump acknowledged he's done wrong. Never. I've always worried that this age of Trump has removed personal character as an issue that matters to the American people. And if we go down that road, as I've said a whole bunch, that's such a bad road to go down to, because that means we're going to continue to elect men and women of horrible character. And if you continually elect men and women of horrible character, those men and women are going to do horrible things, and those people in government are going to rule over us, right? And abuse us, right? And be corrupt and lawless because they have no personal character. All you got to do is look at Donald Trump. But this thing with Swalwell and the Democratic Party's reaction to this thing of Swalwell's and him finally stepping down has made me believe hesitantly that personal character still does matter in one of our 2 political parties. Because Lord knows it doesn't matter at all in the Republican Party. Hey, hopenotfearproject.org. That's that website right there. See it down right there. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. hopenotfearproject.org. One homework assignment for you all today. Check out that website. Go to that website, hopenotfearproject.org. We launched it a week ago. We're putting out new content of a new conversation this week. Every 2 weeks, I'm going somewhere in the country and I'm putting people in a room who profoundly disagree, and we're having conversations. Hard, tough, honest, real, respectful conversations. We're filming these conversations and putting the content out there so that folks can learn from it, and hopefully folks around the country can begin to do this on their own, because as I've said, right, a gazillion times, no matter who's in the White House, no matter what political party is in power, if most of the American people stay on this road where we hate the people we disagree with, our democracy's done, period. It's called Hope Not Fear. hopenotfearproject.org. Check out the website. Check out the conversational content we have out there. New content's going to be put up this Wednesday. If you like you see, what we're doing, become a part of it. Give us your email. You'll get updates, constant updates on what we're doing, where we're going. If you would like me to come to your community to facilitate one of these conversations, by all means, shoot me an email, info@hopenotfearproject.org, info@hopenotfearproject.org, and I'll come to your community and we'll put people in a room. And as always, if you are inspired by what we're trying to do, if you think it's important, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, nothing partisan or political. This is all educational. Make a contribution, make a tax-deductible contribution if you are so moved. Thanks. My Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. We got an article up, a piece up, I think we put it out late Friday, Saturday, about how 7 months till the midterms. That's a long fucking time. A lot can happen. Democrats, don't get ahead of yourselves. Democrats, you could still blow this based on your history. Democrats, you could still blow this potential blue tsunami. Check out that piece, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. And finally, my email here, the social contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Anything you want to say to me, good, bad, or ugly, please do. Shoot me an email, the social contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Thanks, everybody. Let's have a good week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.